Heyo! Here we go. We're on to game number 3 in this best of 5 series for Asus ROG Group Stage 2 play. Down in the bottom left part of the map, the winner of our 2 previous games. This is match point for him. Quanix Hyun, our red Zerg player. And on the other side of the map, part of Team Liquid, it is our blue Terran player, Tasia. Which is, I can't remember. The tag he has here, Sand Fan. I think that's I think he's just a fan of San. I think it's San instead of Sand. But yeah, I can't remember what was going on at the time. But evidently, Tasia fan San. Anyways, Hyun already sent out a drone scout. Interesting, pretty early scout here for our Zerg player who wants to check out what's going on. Last game we did see Tasia go for the double command center opening. Excuse me, got some cookie dough in my throat. Anyways, command center going here, making some SCVs, and we've got nothing being built just yet. No workers being sent up to build that, so we have another command center opening here for our Tasia player. And look at this, what is Hyun doing? He's not making anything. He's waiting for it to make an expansion, I would presume. And is he gonna do something tricky like proxy hatchery here? He's going right over there. The SCV can't block him, so they can kind of stop each other from building a building right in this area. But there's 2 SCVs versus 1 drone. We know who wins that fight, and it's definitely not the drone. Delaying this as much as possible. Now we actually see up there on the mini-map Hyun sending a drone over there to make his guy, and now Tasia finally just throwing it down over here because why not? He can just lift it and fly it up anywhere. I mean, seriously, that is the most hilarious thing to do. Is to like fight against a drone to build it in the proper location, because you can just build it wherever you want and fly it later. But the benefit of having the second SCV there is so that whenever you do finally start building it, you can protect your SCV from the drone. So it made sense to have 2 SCVs there, but definitely as soon as you have the money, just throw down that thing anywhere. And look at this. With that early scout, this is going to allow Hyun to go for some extra greedy play. He's got his money bags ready. He's got all the dollar signs written on all his money bags. He wants to fill those guys up full of minerals here. And he's going to go for a quick triple hatch, gas, then pool. A pool at 3 minutes and 42 seconds. That's a late pool. I tell you what there. I don't like, that's probably the latest pool you can get without being practically insane. Gas before pool, after 2 hatcheries. Pretty insane here. So Tasia now, not reading this at all, is making a bunker. But why not? You know, he's going to put a bunker up there anyway. Eventually he's going to have 2 supply depots on either side. Make that wall nice and tight. That command center, after a little bit of a short move there, has that up and going here. Orbital command. Get 1 gas over here for Tasia. So we'll see if Tasia is sticking to the same plan here as he had the previous game. Hyun with good placement of overlords. 1 over here and 1 here right next to the possible 3rd base here. Actually, no, this would be like a 5th base for Tasia. This is a base that rarely gets taken in this map. You'll see players take this base as their 3rd, this base is maybe a possible 3rd, and this base before they even think about taking this base. Sometimes they'll even take this base before they take this base down here. This is just the last base. No one wants to hang out down here. Even though I think it's fairly, you know, you can fairly protect it. You know, you only have to worry about this up here. You know, you're kind of defending this back position here if you have some dudes up here in the front covering this area. So, you know, maybe the meta will change for StarCraft, and we'll see a different base-taking structure as this map gets played a little bit more. But speaking of this map is one of those maps that you can split in half. Now, this idea of splitting a map in half has been around ever since, I guess, I mean, you could do this on Steps of War, but most notably was on Shakuras Plateau and Metalopolis. Those were 2 maps that I remember from the beginning of Wings of Liberty, where, you know, those were maps that would get split in half all the time. There were some amazing battles. You know, I remember so many finals on those maps, like Nestea versus MVP finals. You guys remember that game probably. That was such an insane game with like the millions and millions of ghosts before the ghosts got nerfed. But, you know, whenever you have a map that can split in half, you always have this sort of extreme late game element that can come into play here. And I love having maps that can be split in half in the map pool for tournaments, and especially in the ladder. So we'll see if that's going to come into play here. 10 drones coming out here for our Hyun guy, sticking to the early Zerglings here. He's got double gas working here at his natural, 1 gas there at his main. Stopped mining gas completely on his main, and now the Hellions are going to make their way to the natural, but those guys will clearly get shut down. With all these numbers of Zerglings now, it's just going to be how many can he pick off. Actually, doesn't look like it's going to work out too well for Tasia. Enough of these Zerglings are going to be left alive. These Hellions are going to get extremely low, and Hyun is going to clean up the rest of those guys. And now the map control stays on the side of Hyun. So now the one Marauder there in that bunker is going to have a full-time job. He's going to be shooting for days, and now a Medevac, a Hellbat drop actually. It's been a while since I've seen a Hellbat drop after the nerf. They changed the Hellbat damage so that it doesn't do the full damage it used to. You need to get that Blue Flame Blue Flame upgrade so it will do the same damage it used to do back before the patch. So seeing Hellbat drop these days is a little bit, unorthodox, but nevertheless, I wouldn't be surprised if this can do a lot of damage. It's still very effective. These Hellbats are really hard to kill. Now that players have, of course the standard thing is, once people stop using Hellbats, then Zerg players stop protecting against it as much. But I think with this many Zerglings, the Queen's here, and even has, I think, he's got a Spore Crawler in each of his bases, so he's going to be plenty fine there. These Zerglings just eagerly anticipating those Hellbats falling out of that Medevac so they can take a bite out of him. So let's check over here in Tasia Town, making his 3rd command center. A lot more barracks popping out here, and supplies pretty even for both players. We have the Vikings coming out. He's probably going to make one of those there and swap that over here in the factory, making a Hellbat. So this is going to be like a Hellbat, Marauder, Marine push timing, it looks like. He's getting STEM. He's got 2 tech labs on his barracks and then 1 with a reactor. So this is going to be a lot of Marines, a lot of Marauders, and I think just 1 Viking here. This will be a really strong push. And does Hyun know about this? He's seen the Hellbat drop, but he hasn't seen the big Marauder pool play yet. I love this play here from Tasia, clearing out this Overlord, but before he sees Marauders, he sees him now. And down here, this Overlord is going to get taken out by that Viking, but now we have an attack coming from Tasia. It's going to go straight into Hyun's base, and will Hyun have enough defense to deal with this? He's only going to have Zerglings out, a couple Banelings maybe. Maybe in time the Baneling is still on its way. The upgrades won't finish by the time these Hellbats get there, and these Hellbats can do a lot of damage. Let's check the army count for both players. 57 versus 23. Those numbers don't lie. This is going to be a bad engagement for Hyun, and no matter which way you cut it, this is not going to be cost effective. He's easily going to lose this 4th base out here. He has a macro hatch, a lot of Banelings being produced, and it's just going to come down to how well those Banelings connect. Those Banelings have to connect on the Marines and the Hellbats. But look at this, they're already... Oh, wait, he needs to run the Hellbats, he needs to get out there. The Marauders need to suck up those guys in the front. The Hellbats stay alive. The Medevacs are healing pretty well, and there's still a bunch of Marauders left. This army is still looking strong. 48 versus 32, so it's evening out just a little bit. Let's see how much damage Tasia can do before this army is taken out completely by Hyun. Hyun's still got a lot of force here. These Marauders can do a lot of damage. Will they take out another base? Time will tell. He's going to work on the extractor here. I guess once he take out the extractor, he's just kind of chilling, maybe macroing back at home. Staying in a safe defensive spot. Now he's going to move back behind the... Nope, he's going to chill out and go straight for the hatchery. Does he take it out? He does take it out. And manages to save the Banelings. Now dropping the Banelings back, or actually maybe that was a Marauder, I'm not sure, but hugely successful attack here from Tasia. Taking out not 1, but 2 bases, and 1 being that natural that had those 2 valuable gas, Vespene gas geysers there. So now Hyun, a little battered and bruised, has that bro you can see right there. It's going to allow him to have vision all across the map, which is an extremely useful ability. Look at the Zerglings all over the place. Just scatter the map with these guys. It's so awesome. And now the Marines here, easily going to be able to defend this, but oh, look at that. Good Widow Mine attack there on those Marines. So Hyun trying to make that Widow Mine work for him. In that case, it did work pretty well. So the 3rd base up for Tasia. More Medevacs coming out. Now we have the MMMMMMM. 4 M's here. I knew that was too many M's. Probably too many M's, but the damage has been done to Hyun. Let's check the worker count while we're at 76 versus 60. Income definitely a lot bigger here for a Terran player. He's working on 3 full bases, and unfortunately Hyun only working on 2 bases. He does have his layer up. Of course, he's getting Mutalisk. He's got his Spire out, +1 on the way. But the second attack here from Tasia is going to be even more deadly than the last one. Muta's getting picked off Banelings in a good position there, but they didn't manage to connect. The Marines were just a little bit too south of that. Now Widow Mines being scattered all across the map. This is going to be a tough engagement for Hyun, even worse than the first one. With all these Widow Mines out here, he doesn't have that many Zerglings. He's making some Banelings. Those guys will be nice, but he doesn't have he doesn't have that many Mutas out in the market right now. 4 exactly. And Tasia is actually waiting around here. I'm not sure. I think he's just maybe more worried about this. Oh my god, if he runs over that. Oh, Hyun. Oh my god, Hyun was so close to just getting himself back in this game. I'm really surprised Tasia didn't just continue to push there. He had such a huge option to go in there. What did he see? He kind of saw the new base. That's about it. Is this Widow Mine going to get killed? He got something. Going to need to see an Overseer come in here for a Terran player, but I think that was a big opportunity lost by both players there. Hyun missing that huge detonation on all those Marines. So actually got round 2 coming up here. Here we go. Here we go. He's got it selected. Oh, he stops it. You saw there for a second those Zerglings or those Banelings were selected, but I guess he figured, you know what, they weren't in the sweet spot. Let's hold up on that. Maybe he'll come back by a 3rd time. Is this going to be a 3rd time he's going to come back? Oh my god. It's like, both. There you go. Saw him selected there for a second. He's just taunting us here. Both players are like, oh god, that's so funny. So Widow Mine here still has that 1 kill. And these Zerglings are just, oh my god, I missed it. Oh well, it'll be in the highlights, don't worry about it. It'll be in the whatever. But he managed to get that kill. There's Banelings over there, so I guess Banelings, what the hell was this? Okay, a Muta got taken out by a Widow Mine. It's already say. Muta's actually not really getting too high in the count here. Now Tasia's going to go for a push. He's got a couple more reinforcements, but I definitely think he would have been better off going for that attack a little bit sooner. But now we have got a huge army here for Hyun. Is this going to be enough to deal with this Marine Marauder Widow Mine play? Time will tell. No drops really coming out of Tasia. You know, pretty standard Tasia style like we've been talking before. Doesn't really favor those drops too much. But he loves his Widow Mines, loves his Marines, his Medevacs, and his Marauders. Another base here for Tasia. A lot more buildings being popped up here. He's going to continue to produce those, the same kind of army style he's going here. It's the most popular Terran style versus Zerg at the time. And I don't know where the hell this drop is going. It's going here now. He's going to take he's like, okay, that's enough with the detour. Let's go straight in for this base. He's going to drop for if there's enough units up here to derail that. And now the big army from Tasia is pushing through the middle. Creep Tumor's trying to be laid for Hyun here at the last second. Oh, huge Baneling hit, or huge Widow Mine hit there on a bunch of Banelings. And this drop here is going to easily get taken care of. Those guys are just being slowly picked off here. Oh, we do have a nice spread here from Tasia. He's pulling the units back. And with that huge Widow Mine hit, you know, he's got to be looking pretty good at this point. The drop, yeah, definitely shut down here. Didn't accomplish too much at all. But I think, you know, Tasia's definitely in the lead at this point. He's got more bases. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got the same number of bases, but he's got the momentum in his side. And Kiwani Hyun is banking a lot of minerals here. Is he falling behind on Larv? He's got no queens up here. He's got 1 queen down here. A lot of guys down there and 1 queen here. So maybe he's only working on 2 queens. That's extremely wise. Larva's hurting. A couple of Zerglings now being moved down here to Tasia's 3rd base, and those guys will get cleaned up by those Marines, no problem. But now look at this Tasia making his way to the middle of the map. We want to get Hyun in a sweet spot, set up those Widow Mines, get him in a really good position. I don't know if there's any Overseers to be seen, but look at this. Oh my god, a huge flank here from Hyun, taking out most of the forces. Widow Mine makes a good hit. Back here in the middle, Tasia does a nice pick up. Actually doesn't pick up anything. He loses, oh my god, he loses so many units here. The Medevacs are in full retreat. The turbo runs out, and oh my god, they wish so bad they had hit a nitro button on there, and they lose everything. Oh my god, that engagement. Hyun just picked Tasia apart right there. 9 kills on this guy, doing pretty good. But, you know, he flanked in from behind, taking all those reinforcements, and then came in from the left and the right, took out everything. I think, you know, Tasia was just looking at the army on the right, like after it was pretty much already dead, and the army on the left he had in the front suffered for that. And Hyun slowly but steadily pulling himself back in this game. And now with the Overseers out, that's going to allow Hyun to clear the map pretty easily with these Widow Mines. And just look at the vision control Hyun has here. Look at these burrowed Banelings, Zerglings all over the place. He just sees everything he needs to, especially with some Overlords. Throwing another Zergling down here just in case he takes that random base that I say no one almost ever takes. But look at this, Widow Mines. Oh, get a good connect there. We'll see another connection. Nope, now those Marines stem. Those guys are getting a little overeager. Widow Mine's going to get taken out by the Overseer and those Mutalisks, but a huge force here from Tasia. 3-3 upgrades. What are the upgrades for a Zerg player? He's at 2-2, and we even have a +2 armor upgrade Also, for those Widow Mines, that'll work out pretty good here. But the scan, oh, the scan manages to, that could have been a lot worse. Those could have hit the big money market, money spot here of all those Marines, but, the scan saved their lives, and he's pushing forward. That is a lot of forces here. So both players almost completely maxed out. Is Hyun going to get in a bad position here? He's trying to just, bait these guys down into the Banelings, but he's going to go for it. He's trying to get him over there. Oh, no, he walked straight into the Widow Mines. Luckily, they don't hit too much here, and those Widow Mines will be able to do, oh my God, the humanity. That was a devastating Widow Mine there, and that guy definitely didn't stick around there. He's like, I'll take out the Banelings. He's like the guy you see in a movie who knows it's over, and he's like, give me the grenade. He holds onto the grenade when he gets swarmed by or attacked by whatever. He just pops the pin and blows himself up. Such a cliche in movies, but very apt right there. That Widow Mine took one for the team, and that Widow Mine wasn't paying attention. He needs to go for the big batch of guys right here. Plenty of Marines here, enough to deal with it. The Widow Mines will be enough to... Oh my God, he needs to watch out. He needs to split. He's pull out some splits. Oh, the Widow Mine's taking a lot of damage. Finally, they do bro there, but more Banelings moving to connect. The reinforcements from Tasia do finally show up. This base in the top will fall, but will the Zerglings move into position? Enough Marines here are going to destroy all those Mutalisks. He's got to watch out. He doesn't want to fight those Mutas straight up with those 3-3 Marines. Those guys will slaughter them. And Hyun is getting out of position here. He's got the Zerglings way up here at the top, but Tasia smells it. Tasia smells those Banelings. Those guys are going to go down at the same time. The big force over here taking out both those bases. Hyun drops the GG, and Tasia takes his first victory of the series. There were so many big connects this game. Banelings hitting everything in Tasia. Those 2 big first pushes he had did, so much damage. I thought at that point it was going to be completely over, but after those Baneling hits and after that huge flank he had in the middle, I thought it evened up a little bit, but then we had the Widow Mines just destroy everything that Hyun had whenever he went in for those attacks. Lost a couple mutas there, but overall, great game here from both players, getting down and dirty on New Kirk Precinct. So that was game number 3. We'll head on into game number 4 coming up next.